Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my Game of Thrones Legends mobile game content. So today folks, I want to do a video about 3 things that I would really like to see come to the game. These are 3 features or 3 mechanics or systems that I'd really like to see added, because I think these 3 things could go a long way to making the game a lot better and a lot more fun for the player base, a lot more interactive, and just a lot more immersive in general. So I think these 3 things are really, they're my personal things that I would like to see, but I really think from my experience in the gaming space that they would be solid additions to the game. And I would like to petition the development staff, if they possibly watch this video, to think about these things and maybe bring them up in a meeting whenever they have their next planning session on, what can we add to the game to be good. I hope that they would consider these items and, give them some thought, because they have merit for sure. So I'm going to do a little death by PowerPoint type thing, except this is death by word. This is the easiest way for me to kind of throw it out there to you and list my ideas so that I can kind of talk about them with you. As you see, these are the 3 things I would love to see added to Game of Thrones Legends RPG. I would like to see world chat and the ability to private message players. I think that the community as a whole is really suffering from isolationism right now, because we have our houses and we only have 30 people in those houses. So basically right now, unless you're part of a Discord community outside of the game, when you're inside the game, you just really don't interact with hardly anybody in the game. 30 people in your house is a small, teeny tiny fraction of the player base, and we could be interacting with so many more people and getting so many more ideas and thoughts and comments out there, and talking about the game and subjects being brought up, and it's just so many things that we're really missing out on by not having a world chat. A lot of people would say, I don't want a world chat, because all that would do would be lead to trolls, people trolling you and, harassing you and stuff like that. And I get that, but that's just something that you have to understand comes along with the territory. The benefits of having a world chat far outweigh the negatives of that type of thing, because there's all kinds of things they can do in place, put in place to manage those kind of things, and they don't even have to be managed by anyone. They can be chat filters and AI filters and stuff like that that can monitor chat on its own, and it can, take care of a lot of the issues before they become issues. And the benefits that it would provide to the community are just immense, because it would give us more of a sense of community, and we would feel less isolated than we do now. Because right now, I'm not going to lie to you, when I open the game, I'm just playing the game and I'm just isolated. I feel like it's a single player game, and the only time I ever really feel like I have any interaction with anybody is when I'm on my Discord with my community. I have a thriving, active community in Discord that talk about the game, but we kind of need that in the game, because I don't always have the ability to have my Discord open every second of the day. And I can have the game open a lot of times, while I'm at work, on break, or just killing a little bit of time here and there, or, at the store looking around, or whatever I'm doing, I can have the game open. And it would be nice to have a world chat just to kind of feel like you're part of what's going on. And right now it's just so isolated and it feels dead, basically. And world chat would definitely liven that up. The second part about this would be the ability to private message players. Right now, one of the big problems we have and I'm just going to say as a house leader in general, one of the biggest problems I have is I don't have a way to actually get in touch with people and have them notice it. Because even in Discord, you'll send a private message and a lot of times it gets ignored because it's not seen. But if we had the ability to private message players in game, That way I could send somebody a message, and then let's say a little orange circle would pop up like they currently use for notifications in the game on their envelope in the upper right hand corner of the screen, and that would let them know, hey, you got a message waiting. They would see that a lot easier than they would the house chat or anything else, because it's just, you have to leave the game to go to house chat, and a lot of people just don't do it. Yes, I know you can open the house chat up at the bottom of the screen, but a lot of people don't even realize they can do that. And for me as a house leader, trying to find people, interact with people that I'm possibly thinking about recruiting, things like that, it just makes it impossible to connect with people and try to get their attention. And a lot of times right now I'm just relying on recruiting from Discord outside of the game, and if anybody applied in game, I don't know who they are. I can't talk to them and find out who they are. So basically the only option I have is to either reject them or accept them, and then if I accept them and they're a wild card, then what do? I have to turn around and get rid of them. So it's just, it seems like I don't even know how to describe it, but the system that's in place now is just broken. It just doesn't work. It doesn't allow me as a house leader, or me as just a player in general, to feel like I can connect with anyone. And if it wasn't for my successful Discord community that talks about the game nonstop all day long, I really don't know if I'd still be playing this game, because the sense of community is just not there. It feels like a stale game if you don't have any other way to connect outside of the game. Okay, so that's the first thing I would love to see added to Game of Thrones Legends RPG, and I think this first one would have the most impact on the game. That's why I listed it number 1, because I think this is the one thing that would add the most impact and add to the longevity and the happiness, of the game. I think it would be a much happier place if we could actually interact with each other. The second thing that I'd like to see, and I want to give props out to the original poster of this information, and that's Xenomorph. He came up with some amazing ideas, and I want to kind of showcase some of those because his ideas are so good and he fleshed them out so well that it makes this completely easy for me, because I agree with every single one he's posted. I think they're amazing. The second thing I'd like to see is more structures to upgrade, and then through those structures add additional features to the game. On the game map itself, we have lots of space that could be explored. I know that they probably have plans in the future for this. I mean, how could they not? There's so much empty space on the map, and I know it's probably a development idea. They did it on purpose because they have plans for it, but we really need this stuff now. We don't need this stuff 2 years from now when the game's dead. We need this stuff now. Because we've all been upgrading our iron mines, our silver mines, our farms, and our fortresses, and we're just about to reach the top tier of upgrading. So many of us are there. I'm currently working on my Fortress 24 upgrade right now. I have all my workers and all my storage facilities upgraded to that point as far as they can go, and I don't like very much before I'm maxed out. And then what? I don't really have nothing else I can do. But if they would take a note from Xenomorph, the original poster of this information, we could have lots of stuff that we could do possibly, and these are some really good ideas. Let's just look at them real quick. A marketplace that's upgradable, that would allow you to exchange resources, a daily or weekly rotation of offered items, upgrading or unlocking new things to buy, and raises the limit on how much one can buy in a rotation. That's an excellent idea. A forge, that would be another upgradable building, and all these could be upgradable ideas that we could take them up the levels, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then have requirements for them to be able to be upgraded, which would be really cool to have some extra content. In the forge, we could use items of lower quality to forge better quality items and reforge other items to specific ones. Requirements for targeted upgrades. Lower tier items could be used in the crafting process, and upgrading unlocks new quality tiers and targeted upgrading. This is a fabulous idea. I love that idea. I would love to be able to do something else with our gear, all that gear that we have sitting in our inventory. It's just kind of meh right now because all you do is just burn it to upgrade, but you could do so many more things with it. A blacksmith. You could craft items from resources. So if we had some resources we could gather, like iron, food, silver, you know. A subclass could be random, but class could be chosen. Upgrading unlocks new classes and item qualities. A library. Craft books from resources and upgrade lower tier books to higher tier ones. This is a big one. Why can't we do this? Why can't we upgrade our resources from lower tier to higher tier? I don't even care if the upgrade cost is insane, like 10 to 1. I would just love the ability to be able to do that. That's a great idea. A citadel, an upgradable. Research and activate buffs for your team in exchange for resources. It could be time limited, each buff could be. That way you'd have a reason to do it over and over and over. Upgrades unlock new buffs and raise the amount of buffs that could be active at the same time. So that's a great idea. Boot camp. Raise a hero's level and get shards over time for specific heroes by putting them in this building. Pay a fee to train them. It takes some time for them to finish training and they can't be used in other activities while in this building. That's an amazing idea. Upgrades unlock new trainable hero tiers and eventually the ability to get shards for a trained hero. Maybe more training slots depending on how long the training phase lasts. I love this guy's ideas. He's so creative. This is so cool. I haven't even seen this in any other game. I've seen a lot of this stuff in other games, but this one is truly unique. I think he really knocked it out of the park with this one. Training grounds. Test your heroes against an enemy lineup of your choosing. Level the skill level of the enemy teams that can be adjusted by the player. That's something that's a really cool idea as well. It'd give us the ability to kind of test stuff out. Right now we lack that ability. We lack the ability to test out our heroes without actually spending those precious resources on them that we can't get back if we've made a mistake. So this could be somewhere where you could actually like reset heroes as well, or test your enemy lineup against other enemy lineups and help us kind of theory craft things. It's a great idea. So original poster, Xenomorph. Thank you for this thread and these awesome ideas that you had. They're amazing, bro. You did really good. Thumbs up to you. But that pretty much rounds out my idea for the second thing that I would like to see added to the game, and that's more structures added to the game and the ability to upgrade them with additional features that can be added to the game. And these are all things that are just ripe with possibilities for Zynga as a company to be able to sell items. So it's not always about just giving us free content. We're looking at things that we would pay for. So why not? Don't you want to make money? I mean, come on, Zynga. Alright, so let's talk about the last item that I had, and this again is another idea from Xenomorph. He has a ton of good ideas in the suggestions area of the Discord. He's come up with this one right here, and this is something that I personally like and I had already thought about because I've seen this in other games, and it's very useful in other games, especially for free-to-play players, the ones that can't afford to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on a game every week or every month. This gives them the ability to actually be able to compete somehow because they can get a universal hero shard and then use that universal hero shard toward the player of the hero of their choice that they want to try to get. I know this is kind of at odds with the random summon system where the whole thing is you put in tokens, you pull the lever, and hopefully you get the hero you want, and then the big endorphin hit comes in when you actually get the hero you want. I get that. But the universal hero shard is just a way to make some of this just a little bit less painless. He said it's a new type of shard that can be used to upgrade any hero. Could be a reward for every additional level of the gold road you complete after reaching level 50. either truly universal or universal within its rarity tier, which he's meaning, could be epic universal hero shards, legendary universal hero shards, common hero shards. And that way you could distinguish between the level of the rarity of the reward to make them some more special than others. It's ripe with possibilities. I've seen this in so many other games. Age of Empires Mobile is one good thing that comes to mind. They do this with their universal hero tokens that allow you to level up your heroes that you collect there. King Arthur Legends Rise is another example of this. They have what they call memory stones that have like legendary and epic qualities so that you can use them on your heroes to upgrade their chivalry. But it's a really good idea, and I think it could fit well within this game, and I think it's something that the developers ought to really consider, because this not only helps the paying player, but it helps the free-to-play player as well, and it just makes a happier experience for all players in general if they can actually have the ability to once in a while put something towards the hero that they actually want it to go on, instead of constantly drawing the hero that you don't want. I have that happen to me so much. There'll be a summon event for 2 or 3 heroes, and I'll have one that I need badly and I want, and I will invariably draw the other ones that I don't want every single time. This could be something that could help ease the sting of that just a little bit, to where it makes people not just want to rage quit the game, because we're talking about a lot of money that some people are spending, and that's just hard on them. After a while, that weighs on you, and it really wears you down. But that's a great idea, and thank you again for Xenomorph for having this idea. Even though I've had that same idea myself, this was already on my list. He just explained it so well. When I saw what he put, I had to use him again. So thank you, bro. You did an awesome job. But this is just 3 things that I would love to see added to the Game of Thrones Legends RPG. What do you think? Do you have any ideas that you think would be a great addition to the game? Put them in the comments down below and let's talk about it. I would love to hear you guys' ideas. Maybe this creative energy started the flow for you, and now you're thinking about things that you'd like to see in the game. So I'd love to hear that, and I'd love to interact with you on that. So thank you for watching my content today. I really appreciate it. We'll see you in a video about Game of Thrones Legends real soon. I hope you have a great day. Peace.